All you need is one case to make it up the ladder, and it's game over. No matter what, this will ultimately go up to the Supreme Court, and they will ultimately likely lose the NFA. I mean, you never know what the Supreme Court's going to do, and I'm not going to pretend like I know what they're going to do because it's all just a roll of the dice. But with all the framework set in place and there's no longer those gatekeepers, they have long died off, we're likely to see an NFA case make it up to the Supreme Court and possibly shut down the NFA.
The boys have a message for you. And that message is, now I know things seem bad right now, in which case they are, especially them being locked up over a drawing, but I wouldn't really take this as a loss for the 2A community. I would take this as a win. And I'm going to explain here why. Don't forget, the most important thing is to shop at OnlyTacticalFans.com for badass motherfuckers like yourself. Thank you for all the support and love. Yes, the boys are locked up, and that really sucks. But they have the opportunity to take down Dangerous and Unusual. And as you know, Dangerous and Unusual is the only thing that is upholding the NFA. Let's say they don't win at appeals, and they have to go up to Supreme Court. They're going to have to argue that a drawing is dangerous and unusual. Now, don't forget, it needs to be both dangerous and unusual, not dangerous or unusual. It needs to be both. Now, in Heller, it says, Miller said that sorts of weapons protected were those in common use at the time. The Supreme Court thinks that limitation is fairly supported by the historical tradition of dangerous and unusual weapons. It may be objected that if weapons that are most useful in military service, M16 rifles and the like may be banned, then the 2A right completely detached from the prefatory clause. So, I feel even in Heller they knew dangerous and unusual was a mistake and wrong, but the people were not ready for the NFA to be lifted, so they had to do something. So what is likely to happen if dangerous and unusual is challenged? Let's look at my notes here. 1. The ATF is no longer allowed to apply Chevron deference under the umbrella of dangerous and unusual. 2. Take a new look at dangerous and unusual, and if it's good law, because don't forget, dangerous and unusual came from Blackstone from a law called Affray, which had nothing to do with gun regulation. It's simply incorrect history that was misinterpreted in the creation of dangerous and unusual. Without dangerous and unusual, 1, they would have to open up the machine gun registry. 2, the NFA would be removed altogether. So that means that the boys don't get their case kicked out of appeals, that they have a real shot at changing gun law. And as we know it, they will have their name on a landmark case law. Dun dun dun. So do I think they have a real chance at taking down the NFA? As a matter of fact, I do. Because as this case unravels, it will be exposing the rot the NFA and ATF has caused the very fabric that makes this country as it is. Anyways, wish them luck for fighting. It's not easy sitting in there. I mean, I don't know myself, but obviously I talk to them every day, and there's good days and bad days, and they won't break. They have the right headspace. They thank you all for the support, the comments, and everything, and as well as I do, and Justin's family. I've met his dad and his brother and his sister, and I talk to his dad quite often, and Pops is awesome. He's really sweet.
If I could magically change anything, the thing I would change is that I would be a single guy without a family. Because, like, the only people that can truly lose here are my kids. That shit's heartbreaking.
You mean through the case? You're not saying you want to be without your family, for clarity.
No, through the case.
Yeah.
No matter what, I've already won. I've already become a living example of what's wrong with the ATF.
Yeah.
That will never change.
Now, as we all know, I'm not really good at talking, but when I have my thoughts to myself and I'm sitting down and I write it down, it's gold. It's really gold. So I wrote down something here that I need to say. Well, I wrote down all of this, but I need to say this. The government and the ATF and all the evil people, they do this to break people, scare people, and damage families, to make them broken. Well, let me tell you something. I have been broken before, and you cannot break me, and you will not break me. I know the truth. So if they are trying to silence you and threaten you to not talk, don't be like them. Speak out and help all these families. that are hurting and innocent men free, you know you aren't that kind of person, then don't be that person. Be better than them, and for everyone else, remember, you are not alone in this fight. The ATF does this to almost 40 people a day. And considering each charge carries a sentence of no less than 10 years, that means that they're literally charging people with 400 years each day. That's messed up. I don't know how there can be people like that. Like, right now it's like evil versus good. And we're seeing it right in front of us. So if you're one of those people that know something, speak out about it. Because you're just as bad as them by keeping quiet. You're being scared. You have so much support and love and people that can help you. And you could save people. So please do so. Because this is wrong. There's families that are being wrecked because of this. For what? For money? Dirty money? For I did this and for promotion? Like, I don't know. Whatever. You're not worth my time anymore. Anyways, if you'd like to support the channel, down below there'll be a whole bunch of links of how to support Matthew and Justin's family, and there'll be a link for Patreon. I post some stuff on Patreon and respond to people, and they get a little more detail in there too. Also, don't forget to shop at onlytacticalfans.com and Amazon. Don't forget, if you click on that link down below, even though you don't get what's on there, just by you going on there, I get a little bit of kickback. So don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you very much, people. Okay, I'm done.
I hope we always love Daddy and we always love him. You know, he is nice and strong and we are strong too. We'll get through this and have fun. We know Daddy's innocent and we always love him so much. We always love him.
Say we love Daddy, Boogie. Oh my gosh.
We love Daddy.
1, 2, 3, go! Girl power! Okay, that was cute. Alright.
And we also need to be strong and
for the other guy, Justin, and not just Justin, but there's other people out there too. Alright? So can you tell all their families? Can you tell them to stay strong for all the other families?
yeah, and stay strong for all our families. I want a whole world. And girl power.
Okay. Now, for the person that is editing these videos for me, which I know you're getting a laugh out of, because a lot of it doesn't come into clips, that would be Rich at Flying Rich. I will have his channel down in the description so you can subscribe to him, because without him, I wouldn't know how to do any of this. Like, they tried teaching me, and yeah, I don't know. It's going to take some time. So yeah, don't forget to subscribe to Flying Rich, because he's awesome, and he's a badass American too.